What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to give you 7 tips on automotive photography. Let's get to them. Missed the spot. Sorry, guys. So tip number 1, always carry a microfiber towel and some spray wax to take detail on you. Why is that? It's the most overlooked simple tip that you can have as a photographer is always carry something to touch up and clean up anything that you need on the car. You don't want to end up later on going through into the editing and looking over the pictures and seeing smudges, handprints, dirt, particles, or any of this kind of stuff that's going to ruin your shot at having a clean, crispy, clear photo. So remember, tip number 1, always carry something to touch up the car with. Tip number 2, you probably heard this from a lot of real estate agents: location, location, location. Why is that? Because anywhere you shoot, if you pick a really boring place, then you're gonna have to really focus on the car, and then you're not gonna have a great photo with a good scenery in the back. And you kind of want to have, you know, individual places where the picture is gonna pop and tell you a great story, as opposed to just having a dull place to shoot and it's gonna be like Tip number 3, if you don't have a great location and you can't find a great spot, or you're in a tight spot and you want to get some shots really quickly, angles and details. What am I talking about? Well, every single car has a specific feature to them that they like, that you don't like. You know, some cars are photogenic, other cars are not so much. So you got to find like that right angle that will work with it, work with the scenery. So if you don't have a great background like I do right now, then you find the right angle to kind of make it work for you, so that you focus on the car and not so much in the background, and then you can get rid of the background later. Alright, guys, tip number 4, light. Try to make sure that you shoot in the best possible time of the day. Usually I recommend sunrise or sunset for this, the golden hours, with any type of photography, especially with cars, because these guys reflect everything around you, right? Especially light. All this glare in the middle of the day, you would think that that's the best time to shoot, because you get nice sun, you know, you get nice clouds in the sky. But then what happens, you know, the whole top of the car, or any type of angle that you get, you're gonna get a lot of reflections, a lot of glare out of the car. So you kind of want to try to avoid that time of the day, unless you can find some nice shady areas, or you have yourself some deflectors for light. But that's for later. But also, this brings me to tip number 5. One of the things that is very, very, very helpful is one of these guys, the CPL filter. What is this guy? Essentially, it's a polarizer filter. Anybody that in photography will definitely tell you to get one of these guys, because shooting at any time of day, it will definitely help reduce glare, change colors, and remove any unwanted reflections off the paint, and any unwanted colors, any reflections that you might be getting depending on what you're shooting. This guy will get rid of that. It's a 2-piece filter. You just put it on, and with every rotation you'll be able to see on the lens itself how it works on the shoot. It's not going to get rid of everything, but it'll definitely help. So definitely get yourself one of these guys. They're not that expensive, and you'll thank me later. Alright, guys, tip number 6. If you're watching this, most likely you're either just starting out, looking to pursue this as a career, or just as a hobby. You love cars, you love photography, so why not put the two together, right? So for my tip number 6, gear. Get yourself a nice DSLR camera, or mirrorless, depending on your style of shooting, what you want to shoot. Do keep in mind, make sure to get one that's right for you. If you want to get into just photography, not recording videos, if you're going to record videos, make sure to get one that does great with videos. You don't want to just get one that's only good for photography and not so great on videos, but then it's really great on videos and not so much on photography. Do make sure to keep in mind what you are going to shoot, what is your priority, what you want to use it for, and make that the basis of what type of camera you're gonna choose between a mirrorless DSLR, whether it's just a point and shoot, whether it's one that's great for video, not so much for photography, or one that's for photography, not so great for videos, if that's not what you're gonna be doing. So with that being said, I started off with a DSLR with a Rebel T5 there. They do come with kit lenses, and while the camera itself might be limited, the great thing about them is that they're interchangeable lenses, so you're not stuck with just one thing, one focal length, right? The great thing is that you can, change it up. If you outgrow the camera, you think you're done, you're not. You can always upgrade the lens, upgrade this guy here, and then now you're just taking your camera to a whole new level. When choosing the lens, make sure to choose the right one for what you're shooting. You don't want to choose a focal length that does not work with the type of photography you're gonna take, with the type of scenery that you're gonna take. If you want to take close-ups, things like that, like a 50 mil versus a 70 to 200, giving you that range, but then does limit you. Make sure you have the amount of distance that you're gonna get, right? So make sure to choose the right one for what you're gonna shoot. Choose one that works well for your style. While you are watching this, and you might ask around, what's the best type of lens to get? What should you get? What shouldn't you get? Look at examples. Look at what they're shooting. Look at the photographers that you like. Look at their style of shooting versus what you want to do, and which one you like better. All right, guys. Now you can see, like I said, in tip number 6, how far you gotta go to work with this guy. So remember, make sure to choose the right one for you. And that brings me to my final tip number 7. As soon as you possibly can, as soon as you feel comfortable, but even before you feel comfortable, start shooting raw. What do I mean by that? Every camera has a preset that you start shooting in JPEG. JPEG is the standard form where the camera does all the work, all the processing, all the color burns, all the profile formats for you. RAW is the opposite of that. It brings you all the information in its raw form, untouched, unburned by the camera, so this way you have access to all the colors and edit it in the post. The reason I'm giving you this tip is because even if you're just starting out, you want to make sure that in the future you be able to come back and retouch all those photos and work on processing, editing, and changing any kind of thing that you might have made a mistake with when you were first starting out. If you shoot JPEG all the time, trust me, I wish I would have known that to shoot RAW at first. I can't go back. All you can do is minimum changes, throw some filters, some crops, some slight color adjustments, but that's it. In RAW, you can focus, you can change, you can alter every type of photo. You can change the background if you like. You can change the ground. You can throw the car anywhere you want, and this will give you a wider range of things that you can do. So as soon as you can, start shooting RAW. Trust me, you'll thank me later. See you guys. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe for future tips and tutorials and comparisons. Also be sure to hit follow on Instagram and check out some of my content. Catch you guys on the next one.